Greetings everyone, and thanks for stopping by. Also a big hello to my subscribers. Hey guys, thanks for coming back and joining me here once again. And if you are new, hello. My name is Kathleen and I am a Reiki master teacher, a shaman, and a guide into the spiritual realms. And I'm here today to do a reading for you for the upcoming moon in Gemini. It's a full moon happening on November 27th, 2023. I'm going to do a bit of an energy update. I have something that I have written out to read to you now. And after that, we're going to go into some tips and tools to help you cope through these challenging times ahead. So welcome everybody. Go ahead and get yourself a cup of tea. We're going to be reading for a few minutes about the main energies that I have been feeling coming up with this full moon in Gemini. I was feeling primal urges, explosiveness, boundary issues, fanaticism, unconditional love, and forgiveness. We could see some major tower moments and explosiveness happening in both of our personal lives and on a global scale. This moon forms a T-square in the astrology that's really going to be heating things up and having us feeling very strongly where our emotional boundaries need to be strengthened and tightened up a little bit. Okay, we may also find that our physical boundaries are also crossed or disrespected some way, as we might find ourselves in some tough situations and tight spaces where either we are forced into something that we don't want to do, or we have something forced upon us that violates our free will in some way. And that's going to be different for each one of you, where that plays out in your life. You want to look in your chart and see where Gemini falls for you. For me, I have Gemini in my South Node. So I am learning from the mistakes of Gemini. So dark side Gemini is, definitely my challenges. And I've always been attracted to Geminis, which is very strange. So very karmic for me. So I wrote here that we must make a choice. It is a push, when push comes to shove kind of energy, where we must choose our sides and draw our boundaries very clearly and very carefully. The best way to do that is by not allowing the chaos to be absorbed in the first place. We must rise above the noise of it all and take a different vantage point. By adopting some of the qualities of Gemini, we'll stand a better chance of making it through this difficult period. Geminis, I love Geminis to death, but they are not known for feeling their feelings. In fact, Geminis love to talk about their feelings until the cows come home, okay? But actually feeling their feelings, really feeling them, is terrifying for them. Gemini can be very shallow. Some would say even skin deep, and it is only because of that fear, and they really are like goo inside, and so it's a fear of being hurt that makes them seem that way. This more negative trait, however, can be useful when we are dealing with combative people and situations that are sure to come up with this Gemini full moon. Gemini is a very cerebral sign. It is logical and fact-oriented. It reminds me very much of the Vulcan race and Mr. Spock from the old TV show Star Trek. How do we attain the peace of mind that Spock had? While the Enterprise was about to be destroyed and, they're in dire straits and all is lost, How was Spock able to keep his cool? Okay. Even under enormous pressure, he did not break a sweat. How was Spock able to do this? Well, he actually didn't give the situation his power, and he did not give it his fear. He chose to focus on the positive and not the negative. He chose to focus on what he could do and what was practical and logical to do, not what he wished would happen. He got real, and he focused on reality, and he got real results. And so it really is about who and what we give our own personal power to that makes all the difference. There's an old Native American story of us each having two wolves within us. The black wolf is full of hate, anger, envy, greed, resentment, inferiority, lies, and ego. The white wolf is full of peace, love, joy, happiness and kindness, humility, generosity, and empathy. So which wolf wins? The wolf that wins is the one that you feed the most. And so this moon is asking us to ask ourselves, what is giving us peace and what is taking our peace away? These issues are coming up for examination. It's time for us to determine who and what is working and what isn't going to work for us any longer. Full moons are about releasing. This moon asks you to detach your feelings just like a Gemini can, just for a moment, and to take a step back for a different point of view. It's surprising what a change of viewpoint, a vantage point can bring. Gemini can sometimes also be seen as the wounded child of the zodiac, which makes this full moon a very good time for doing some inner child work, doing some clearing out of the childhood trauma, and working on toxic patterns. We must face what needs to be faced and get logical with ourselves and the changes we know we need to make. It's time to release what isn't serving us. Those who are more prone to fantasy, those who refuse to see the truth of the way of things, will likely get lost in their own delusions and will suffer greatly at their own hands. Let them go, wish them well, and thank them for their part in your journey, because there's nothing you can do for people like that. After all, I mean, you can bring a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. And the guides told me to write, you cannot speak butterfly language with caterpillar people. Just like someone who is in the second dimension would never believe that the third dimension exists. It's all about vantage point and viewpoint, okay? Now let's go on. There's about 2 more pages left. We must hold compassion for others while also holding our firm boundaries in place. Our emotional reactions reflect very heavily upon the way that we learn how to receive and earn respect for ourselves and others. The way we take care of ourselves also speaks volumes, and it teaches others how to treat us in return. So how is your relationship with yourself? How are you treating yourself these days? It's time to examine all of these things. Our mindsets, too, can take any situation that we might find ourselves in, and just in the flip of a switch, by the way you look at things, you can completely change your situation. You can go from feeling trapped to feeling free, depending on the way that you see it. Do you see the glass half empty, or do you see the glass half full? Okay? Your peace of mind, your calm and your peace and your balance and your centeredness is up to you, and it is also your responsibility. Okay? you are in control of whether or not you allow these people and situations to disrupt your peace. By not reacting and thus rewarding toxic behavior, you actually take back your power. Yes, by going gray rock. Okay, and if you don't know what gray rock means to be a completely boring gray rock that doesn't move, doesn't react, doesn't do anything when you poke at it, when you touch it, when you try to mess around with it, it just doesn't react. And so this is a tactic that we use when dealing with narcissists, so they will go away. And so gray rock is one tool, but what are some other strategies and tools that can help us through this? You know, it's obviously going to be kind of a bumpy ride, guys. I wish I had better news. We'll see how the tarot turns out. But here's some things that I suggest for you, and the guides also suggest. They say that we need to take a breath. We need to remember to do our breath work, to breathe in the light and blow out black smoke, and keep doing that until in your mind's eye you see that that smoke has turned a light color or is white, okay? And also taking a pause and before we blurt something out that we cannot take back. Okay, so really think about our thoughts and our speech. Again, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so this is very much going to be ruling our throat chakra, our communication. Those of you with, Gemini in certain placements, you might even see yourselves having some throat issues around this time. Okay, so pausing before we speak. Okay, rising above the noise. The spirit guides suggest that we embody the spirit of the eagle, the animal totem spirit of the eagle, to take a higher perspective and a higher point of view on things. And we must take plenty of time out in order to gain this higher perspective. So it's a removing yourself from the situation, gaining a higher view, okay? Get out of the pit you're in and step back from it to see it more clearly. This is what they're suggesting. I also received the owl, okay, the bird, the owl, as another totem animal message. And owls usually represent intuition and things happening under the cover of darkness. So what I felt was, what are we blind to right now? Is there anything that we're refusing to see? Is there anything that we're refusing to see and let go of? Okay. And then another thing that I picked up is, are you keeping secrets? Is anyone out there keeping a secret that they need to release? Well, now is the time for full disclosure on all levels, to allow nothing to hold us back. Okay, so write it down, whatever your secret is or whatever is, bothering you the most right now, maybe that you don't want to talk to anybody about, write it down on a piece of paper and go give it to your angels. Give it to your angels, burn it, and release it under the Gemini moonlight. Okay, that is the suggestion from the guides. And they also suggest to make moon water made with either red or a bumblebee jasper. And they say that this will energize, recenter, and help stabilize your chakras, especially your lower chakras. It will help you to feel calm and collected, even if all hell is breaking loose all around you. So highly suggest making moon water. And if you guys haven't made moon water, I'll put a recipe in the comments for you, okay, or in the description. Look for that there. And then the last thing was rose essential oil. So rose essential oil is very uplifting and soothing. Rose damask essential oil can be added to your household cleaning products and to your personal products for an added boost of support when you need it most. They also suggest some rose tea with hibiscus is advised for a calming comfort through these unstable energies. And I have some other things that I noted with this moon. I've really been feeling the energy of the mother goddess coming in, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and the rose gold ray. So if you're looking to work with energy, the rose gold ray is very heavy right now. As you can see, I'm wearing more roses and flowers. I'm really feeling the energy of the divine feminine and the mother goddess. So we are to embody and embrace these energies at this time. They are suggesting that for metals, we work with gold and copper and rose gold. For crystals, they say red jasper is great for grounding us at this time. And rose quartz is also good for working with the energies. And this is a piece of angel aura quartz, which is a rose quartz that has been basically cooked with titanium. It's really got a cool sheen to it, kind of a rainbow sheen to it. So rose quartz is definitely going to help you keep it together during these rough times. We've got some really rough things coming up, guys. So next in the tarot, we're going to go ahead and get into that. So I will meet you guys back here in just a moment with your tarot reading. See you soon. All right, and welcome back to your tarot reading. This reading is for those of you that chose this deck, the Crystal Visions Tarot. So I'm going to go ahead and give you just a little bit of smudge. I have a nice mountain sage here that has been dipped in dragon's blood. Please enjoy this, cleansing this space, and let's get ready to play with some cards. And I also wanted to show you that the incense I'm burning is the Goddess incense by Heme, and it has a very beautiful kind of a powdery rose scent. So let's go ahead and call in all of the angels, guides, ascended masters, our ancestors and helper spirits, our guardian spirits, gatekeepers. Everybody come on in. Let's see what is going on for this group that chose the Crystal Visions Tarot for this full moon that's coming up on November 27th, 2023. Gemini, full moon in Gemini. All right, I'm already feeling something in the throat chakra. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you today, just a little mini reading, and let's see what has come out. So the first card that you got is the 7 of Wands. Okay, so this would indicate that this is a defensive position. It's a defensive energy that you are in. This could feel like being attacked, okay, or someone is trying to poke at you, literally. Okay, you see all those spears poking at this man that's on his dragon with his shield. This man is riding a dragon, has a weapon. What is that, a sword? No, it's a scepter and a shield, okay? He's obviously full of light, and all of these are still trying to come at him. So what he's doing here, he knows that he's way more powerful than these little, flies essentially that are bothering him. So what he's doing is he's just holding a defensive position, okay, and that is rising above the noise and the chaos and taking a different vantage point, you see. So this card is going right along with the other reading that I just gave, is that you need to rise above your situation. You need to take a higher viewpoint. You need to defend yourself, yes, but don't do it down in the pits. Take yourself out of the situation, then defend yourself for the best results, the best outcome, and yes, the best chances of getting what you want, okay? You need to remove yourself from the situation, whoever that is for. And let's see what pulled up next. We have the Hierophant in reverse, and this indicates to me that someone is probably going through a divorce. Okay, Someone's going through a divorce here. If that is you that I am reading for, you're having marriage trouble. This suggests that absence could perhaps make the heart grow fonder if moving out seems to be the only option because you keep fighting and arguing and it's becoming a toxic environment. Then yes, it's time that you too take a time out. So, and I'm really sorry that that's a lot of stuff is happening right now in long-term marriages, especially. Couples are realizing it, it really is. We're done. We've grown apart. We're not the same people we were as we were younger. We've grown. Our interests have changed. People grow apart. It happens all the time. And, it can happen to the best of us. And, how I look at it is that everybody is meant to be in your life. Everybody that you are in a relationship certainly is meant to be in your life. But it's only for a time. It's for a pre-fated, predestined period, and none of us knows what that's going to be. Some people are in your life for definitely for a reason, but they're in their life for a reason, a season, okay, a time period where they it's up to God how long they're going to be in your life. And our job when we love someone is to also remember to love ourselves so we don't invest everything that we have into that other person. Otherwise, that would destroy us. Okay, so this card is suggesting that you need to take what pieces that you have left of your heart and go and heal, go and recover. Get away from the pits of the fighting and the negative energy and the battle. Remove yourself from the battle. Go and treat your wounds. Go heal. Go do what you need to do to feel better, okay, in a healthy way, all right? Divorces are never easy. They are, very, very hard to accept because change is hard to accept. But in the long run, you need to think about the good results that are going to be coming from that. Okay, there is also a worry here about some loss of money. We have Queen of Pentacles here. So someone is losing their stability or afraid that they're going to lose their financial stability or have already lost their stability. So if you're going through that, I am so, so sorry. There are so many heartbreaking tales and stories going on right now. I mean, look at the price of milk and bread, guys. I mean, we are in some serious trouble and some tough times. It's going to get increasingly harder to be able to survive. And so we're reaching a breaking point. I'm sure you all can see that. And it's very terrifying. Okay, it's very scary. But at the same time, we have to not absorb it. Okay, we've got to have that bubble, that barrier that keeps our own inner light shining. And so, this could be a worry about money too that I'm feeling. There's some lack of abundance here. So really this points to you that have chosen this Crystal Visions Tarot. Okay, you need to start working on some root chakra healing, okay? The root chakra is where we store our wounding from childhood and even from past lives. So it's important now, especially during this Gemini full moon. Full moons are about releasing, right? So you want to start working on some things you need to work out and maybe dig up from your past, from your childhood, and start purging. Pop that abscess down in your root chakra and start letting the poison come out, okay? And that is for the first group of you, and I will be right back with the rest of your reading. And hello again. This is Kathleen back with the second part of this reading, which is for group number 2, the group of you that chose this deck, the Morgan Greer. And I am going to also give you a little bit of smudging as you enter into this space. I want you to think about your question or focus your energy at least on this reading and put your intentions in there and what you would like to know. And I'm going to start shuffling the cards. So let's call in our angels and our guides ascended masters, guardians, ancestral spirits, our gatekeeper guides, our helper spirits. Let's call you in and see what you have to say to this group who chose the Morgan Greer, please. 3 cards for the group that chose the Morgan Greer. Okay, first card. First card is the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. And guys, I did completely go through my deck before. I do read reversals, but I make sure that the deck is always cleansed and clear. Okay, we got your other cards come out. All right, so let's start with this 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, the 4 of Pentacles normally is about stability. It's about your foundational groundedness. Okay, it is your center of where you're at in your life. Okay, it's the cornerstones of your life. Okay, so with it being in reverse, this is telling me that whoever is watching this is in transition. Okay, your life is very much in transition, and you may not know where it's going, but you sure as hell know you cannot go on any longer and living life the way that you've been living it. With the 10 of Wands here, you are ready to let something go. You are ready to move on with the Chariot. Okay, so this Chariot energy tells me that you are on the move, and you may not know where you are going, but you know where you've been, right? I'm getting that song. I don't know what that song is, but let's focus on this card for a moment. I see the black horse and the white horse, just like I described the white wolf and the black wolf, okay? And us having 2 wolves inside of us, okay? Which one wins? It's the one that you feed the most. So Spirit is asking you for this full moon to think about what negative patterns and habits do you need to release that affect your stability? What negative patterns and habits do you not want to bring forward, perhaps into your, your next home environment or foundational, family unit? What do you want to leave behind? Okay, it's asking you to do some inventory on yourself and find some balance. Okay, this is not a balanced energy. This is kind of it could indicate destitution. It could indicate that there's some financial and money problems there, but I really do feel for you that once you drop this burden or whatever it is that's been holding you back, whatever you are releasing here, probably leaving home, something like this, that is going to set you off on a new adventure. So, and it's your job right now not to know where you're going. You're not allowed to know where you are going yet. You just need to trust that you're going the right way by listening to the signs and the synchronicities that Spirit is giving you, okay? And that you need to take an active role in balancing out your light and your dark within you. So that is your reading, and thank you for watching. All right, guys, and that is a wrap for this full moon in Gemini that's happening on November 27th, 2023. I want to thank you so much for returning and subscribing and just being here with me. It really is important that we all just kind of group together right now and hunker down and do our best to be the best to ourselves, and to also, not be afraid to ask for help when we need it. I know that there are just so many people out there suffering and struggling. I want you to know that I don't want finances to ever be a barrier to treatment. I'm open to training. I don't have that like on my website or anything, but if you're watching me here and you are struggling financially, I do not mind volunteering. Energy is energy. So, equal exchange in a service, even I'm willing to trade too. So I just want to make sure that I'm available to those who need me. And with that, I will wrap this up, and I thank you guys for watching. I'll return with another video soon. Please take good care until then. Bye-bye.